G'day everyone. Recently I received my 2020 re-release of the Auscision Models B Class locomotive. So before we get into the review, we're going to take a look at a brief history of the B Class locomotive. We're going to do a little bit of an unboxing, some sample images and video of it running, as well as, I guess, my 2 cents on the locomotive. But if you are new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button because hopefully we'll be back with loads more videos throughout the year. Anyway, let's get into it. 26 B Class locomotives were introduced to the Victorian Railways between 1952 and 1953 from Clyde Engineering in Granville, New South Wales as the first mainline diesel locomotives for the Victorian Railways. Based on the American F units, the B Class was essentially introduced to begin the dieselisation of the railways, and although a small number have been scrapped and 11 of the class were converted to A's in 1983, 7 of the locomotives can still be seen running around in 2021 on both revenue services and with preservation groups, as well as there being about 3 in storage. The Bs have worn many different liveries since introduction, from Victorian Railways, V-Line, the now defunct West Coast Railways, Chicago Freight Leasing Australia, Southern Short Haul Railroad, as well as some private colours on both broad and standard gauges. And I'm sure these locomotives will probably still run well into the future. Not a bad investment for a locomotive that is nearly 70 years old and still running today. I guess for a more in-depth look at the history of the B Class, I'll leave some links in the description below. Or perhaps it's a video you'd like me to make in the future. And if you do want that, just let me know in the comments below. Auscision have released a small run of these models, from the original Victorian Railways livery to how it is now preserved with Seymour Railway Heritage Centre, V-Line, Teacup and Tangerine, West Coast Railways, Southern Short Haul Railroad, Murraylander, Auscision promotional livery, and the Streamliners promotional livery, CF-CLA Metro and CF-CLA, and as well as the CRL locomotive. So going off how limited this should be, I think there's about 1,500 of each locomotive. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I reckon it would be pretty close. So let's get on to the unboxing. So this time I got 2 locomotives. I got B76 in the West Coast Railways livery, which was circa 1996 to 2004, and as well as B80, which is in the CF-CLA Metro livery, which was around the 2010s from memory. The locomotive still runs today, just without the Metro banner. So the models come well packaged in a very well made and designed box with foam inserts, as well as the locomotives coming in a blister pack, so they're nice and safe. However, on getting out B80, I did notice that it may have lost its rear view mirrors. I'm not the only one who's apparently noticed this, but I didn't notice until someone pointed it out. So it's not the end of the world, but at the same time, I guess you got to be a bit careful with these fragile bits on the models. So as for pricing, they're running at $335 for a DC model and $435 for a DCC and sound equipped model. This is the second run of the Bs from Auscision, with the first coming in 2009, and I've got one of them, and it's been a really good runner for the last few years. It hauls a decent amount around the Australian Model Railway Association layout in Melbourne, and I've never actually had a problem with it. It started its life as a DC model, and I stuck a 21 pin drop-in decoder in it. I think it was 21 pin. Might have been 21 or 8, I'm not 100% sure, but I've never had a problem. However, I have seen posts on Facebook groups and other places alike of the original B Class grills popping out. It didn't happen to me, and I'm hoping it doesn't happen this time, because these aren't exactly cheap models. So let's get into some of the model features. Available in both DC and DCC sound-equipped versions, there are plastic ABS body, blackened metal disc wheels, which are RP 25-110 wheels, scale size metal knuckle couplers, highly detailed underframe, separately applied metal parts, brass horns, metal and plastic handrails and brake piping, highly detailed bogies with separately applied parts, factory painted and decorated. They will operate on a minimum of an 18-inch radius curve, will operate on code 70, 83 and 100 rail. They also feature a detailed cab with painted driver figures, metal-etched mirrors and windscreen wipers, see-through metal-etched grills, operating LED headlights, number box lights, marker lights with manual override switch, 5-pole skew-wound motor with twin brass flywheels, all-wheel drive and electrical pickup, separately applied air hoses and MU cables, DCC ready with a 21-pin socket on the standard DC model, a heavily die-cast chassis. This is, according to Auscision, the most accurate and highly detailed B Class on the market. Sound features. The B Classes come fitted with an ESU Lokesound 21-pin decoder with Auscision Vandersound speakers with twin speakers fitted. Sound files are all recorded in Australia from real B Class locomotives, not just off-the-shelf generic EMD sound files. Some of the files include engine startup, shutdown, idling and running, dynamic brakes, Webco A and B 2-chime air horns, brake squealing, coupler, release and crash, handbrake and many others. So let's have a listen to those now. So, what do I think of the B Class locomotive re-release? I think it's fantastic. I think they've done a really, really good job. I think they're a good value for money locomotive as well. For me, they sound good, they look good, they pull a decent load, and that's really all that I can ask for. I like that they've done the modern ones with the ditch lights. That's fantastic. I think that's always a lot of, I don't know, I think that's fun. I kind of regret not getting B74 with sound equipped. Hopefully I can maybe track one down. I think they are still available on their website, at least at the time of recording this. But they are selling quite well. I noticed a lot of the road numbers are sold out. But you'll have to check on Australian Modeler or Auscision's website or your local hobby store. If you purchased one of these, I would love to hear your feedback on it, what you think of them and how you're enjoying having it, because they have been out for a couple of months now. If you have any feedback about my video, this video, I'd love to hear from you as well. If you have any feedback for me, that'd be great. Don't forget you can check Auscision out on their website. They've got social media as well, Facebook, Instagram. I think they had a YouTube channel, but I don't think it ever went anywhere. Oh well. You can also check me out on social media. I've got Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, of course. If you did like the video, don't forget to subscribe, do all that kind of thing. I also have a website which has high-res photos, videos, and merchandise as well. So if you want some replica railway merchandise, that's going to be updated hopefully more and more as the year goes on, or future. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've had a good one. Hooroo!